Hello guys and welcome to volokinproject. Today I'm gonna do a quick camera test of the brand new shiny Sony Xperia L4. Price wise 169 in British pounds, which translates to about 16,000 Indian rupees, which is extremely competitive over there. So let's see what this 8 megapixel camera is capable of. Unfortunately there is no setting for stabilization whatsoever, so when you run, naturally you're gonna get that result, guys. Yeah, not very good. And now let's give a look at a few selfies and then we're gonna move to the more exciting back camera trio now. At the back of the Sony Xperia L4 we've got a trio setup: main 13 megapixel camera, secondary 5 megapixel super wide angle one, and a rather useless 2 megapixel bokeh sensor. Pretty much no option for stabilization, so when you run you get a results like that, guys. 1080p 30 fps is the only option available, and when you try to test the autofocus, this is what you're getting. I can't really say is it good or not while filming it, simply because I can't see nothing on the screen, and when I upload the files to the computer then you're gonna hear my conclusion, but I think it's okay actually. Now let's see some footage from the super wide angle one. Okay guys, so pretty much the same setup, 30 fps 1080p, but this time from the super wide angle camera. No stabilization unfortunately, so when you run the results are like that. And pretty much testing the autofocus doesn't make too much sense because you've got fixed focus on the super wide angle anyways. So yeah, let's proceed to the photos and then you're gonna hear my conclusion. Okay guys, it's Tony here. It's time for the conclusion of the overall camera experience of the Sony Xperia L4. And I wouldn't say I'm surprised, because usually I don't do camera reviews of cheap devices, but since so many of you asked me in my unboxing video of this phone, I decided to go ahead and do a separate, camera test video for you guys mostly. One food for thought, by the way, nobody on the internet actually, I mean among the YouTubers, got this device before me. That's absolutely ridiculous, guys, because you can tell how many people of the YouTubers are actually buying phones like me nowadays, and how many of them are getting free review samples from the manufacturers. And in my case, I can be independent, so yeah, I'm gonna give you my honest opinion of this camera. The front-facing camera, 8 megapixels, excellent audio quality. No matter what video you take, with the front or with the back camera, excellent audio quality. I'm very surprised, guys. No video stabilization whatsoever from any of the cameras. It is what it is. And the front-facing camera, the 8 megapixel unit, is directly taken from the Xperia 5 and the Xperia 1, which is good news because yes, it is not the best. You don't get the pixel camera over here, but it's still quite good, and considering that's a mid-range, not mid-range, but cheap phone, I would say, compared to the other Sony products, you're getting a surprising results. Actually, it's good. I actually like this camera. Now, I haven't really tested the bokeh simply because there's no AI mode, but there is an auto mode, and then you can flip to bokeh. I flipped a few times, I took a few bokeh photos, and there was no difference. And I was like, anyways, it turns out that the portrait mode is a separate mode where you can add emojis, this and that, all kinds of features. I kind of missed that, I'm gonna admit that to you guys. So yes, the feature is there. You can actually take some portrait or bokeh, no matter what you wanna call it, photos with this 8 megapixel camera. Again, that's my mistake, but anyways, the camera is good, guys. For 8 megapixels, is fine. However, flipping phone at the back, we've got a trio camera setup. Two of them are absolutely unnecessary. 2 megapixel bokeh camera, just forget about this camera. You're getting no functionality whatsoever. The second camera over here is the lowest resolution super wide angle camera of any phone. 5 megapixels, and generally the photos look way too soft, guys. Absolutely unusable, and the resolution, it should be at least 16 megapixels for the super wide angle to get any kind of clarity and any kind of sharpness out of this photo. But with 5 megapixels, there is so much you can do. Absolutely useless. 1080p video with it, no stabilization whatsoever, no autofocus as well. It's a fixed focus, so it's unusable, guys, unfortunately. Now, the main camera, 1080p, no stabilization, the quality is not very good as well. But unfortunately, the overall photo quality of the 13 megapixel camera over here is subpar. What I mean is that when you take HDR photos, even during the day, you can see some grain, and the photo is never on focus, guys. It's usually in focus in the middle, but on the sides you can see some blurriness here and there, and it's just not on focus. There's no way to correct that. There is no AI mode on this camera, but you've got an auto mode which does a great job recognizing the scene. However, that doesn't mean much because, for example, in that case, I took this photo on auto and then I switched to night mode and I took it with the night mode. And as you can see, the night mode doesn't really actually work. So, so it's kind of like you're in the correct scene, but the results are worse than you expect. So actually, yes, you're in the night mode, but actually the photo quality is quite bad. And that's pretty much the only phone with such poor, flash photos that you can take in complete darkness. I mean, as you can see from this photo, clearly almost nothing is in focus. So this is actually the worst test that I've done with a rear camera, guys. And that's pretty much the whole experience of this phone. If you want to sell something on eBay, let's say another phone or something like that, you want a close-up shot of a scratch or something like that, you cannot actually do that on this phone. So it's like, man, there are very limited scenarios that this camera is actually any useful. And considering the price tag, £170 in the UK, about 16,000 rupees in India, 200 bucks in the US, this camera is way subpar of what it should be, guys. The front is fine, for a cheap camera I'm happy, but the back is just pretty bad. And don't get me wrong, I mean, that's one of the reasons that I'm not reviewing cheap devices in terms of camera tests, because the cameras are just not good, guys. Because believe it or not, so many years down the line, you really have to spend a lot of money to get a flagship experience camera when you can take, easily on a holiday with you. Because for me particularly, there are two types of cameras. One I would take on a holiday with me, and the other one that I wouldn't. For example, latest OnePlus devices are not the super, the top, the best of the best, but they're holiday approved, guys. They're good enough to take them on a holiday. Unfortunately, this camera I wouldn't take out of the cupboard. I mean, it's really not good, guys. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you very much for watching, guys. By the way, a quick heads up of the next camera review is going to be on the Redmi Note 8 Pro. It's already 6-7 months old, but it has a macro camera over here and overall way better camera experience than the Xperia L4. So yeah, that's it guys. Thank you very much for watching. Press the subscribe button now, because you know who's the best tech reviewer in the world? Me, Tony Volokin. Thank you very much for watching again guys, and see you later. Adios.